All right, guys, I slacked with the camera this morning because we took all the race car pieces out of the shop into the trailer. Um, did some cleaning up in the shop. Well, the race car body's still right out there. Pulled this back into the shop. Starting to find sand, body lines and such. This was the last section of real body work we had left. This side, I believe, is more or less just sand it, prime it. So we're gonna get the cowl all straightened out. We'll get the firewall reinstalled, and we will start final sanding the whole car and getting ready for paint. Probably get everything sanded up today, and the shop cleaned out once again, and then we'll be putting some paint on this bad boy tomorrow. And also, like to mention, we just now hit 200 subscribers on YouTube, so we're pretty excited about that, and want to thank all of you who are subscribed. And we're going to be announcing a giveaway. A random subscriber will be getting a surprise gift giveaway when I get a break in the action out in the shop. I'll be sorting that out and announcing that either tonight or tomorrow. So be prepared and stay tuned for that. Now we're at the 200 goal. Now we're gonna push to 5. We're gonna jump right over 3 and 4. We're gonna push to 5. 500 subscribers is my next goal. So we'll see what we can do about getting enough cool content for you. You can tell your friends, share some of our YouTubes. We got plenty of cool projects coming up. We got the 55 out there patiently waiting. We have our shop truck. We have our 39 Cadillac. We have a Jeep. We have the 67 GTO is in the other shop right now. A couple of bikes, our bike, our Mustang. We got all sorts of fun projects coming up. Along with, it's looking like we'll be adding onto the garage shortly. So we'll make sure we get some of that content. So yeah, pretty excited. We're pretty happy. And hope you guys are enjoying it so far. All right, a little bit of update. We got our couple skims of mud on that cowl. Got it all sanded down and coat of primer on there. We're sanding down, sanding. Final working some body lines, sanding, priming. Gonna do a little work right in here, a little more sanding, little filler. Probably a little filler on a couple of these little lows along that edge. We can't get too carried away with it, but we're nearing the end and want it to be fairly clean. So we're doing our best to touch everything at least once. Pretty much all sanded out on this side, roof and quarter wise. See what we're working with. Got a few little like pits like that here and there. We'll hit with putty. So gotta sand this half out and sand this side out. That's what we're gonna jump onto right now while we have primer going on the other side. We'll let the primer tack up a little bit, do another coat or two, and then when it's tacked up enough to start making dust again, we'll start sanding out the other side. Yeah, we got our first coat of primer on this side. Touched up a few things up top here. Touched up some things in the back. A little bit on the body line down through here. Just sneaking up on little things here and there. Nearing the end. It's crazy to think this car is getting paint. Hell or high water. Tomorrow. Alright, another stage of, well, another stage of sanding, I guess. Closer to completion here. Same thing on this side of the roof, just a couple little divots to fill with some putty. The primer's still wet in there, can't do much sanding right now. Primer up here is drying. When that's dry, we'll sand right here, right up and over, and sand the other side that we did. Once that's all sanded and done, we'll go ahead and put the firewall back in, bolt the firewall in place, tape it off. We'll dust some primer on the heads of the bolts that hold the firewall in. I think we're going to do a little tiny smear of seam sealer in that gap once the firewall is in. And then we're very close. We'll go ahead and get this quarter panel sanded out here in a minute when that primer is a little drier. We'll keep plugging away. We'll have it 98% paint ready before we call it a day today, and get the shop blown out, let the dust settle for the night, do final touches and taping in the morning, and be painted.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who pad
Like this here where I'm just touching up. Just throwing a little high build Transtar primer. I use a lot of Transtar products for things like that. Pretty much, I would say overall, we use PPG product. The little rattle can primers like that. Some of the primers and sealers we have are Transtar. And one other brand you'll see us use quite often for fillers and primers and sealers will be U-Pole. So, not that you asked, but that's just a little quick rundown of what we use for our paints and fillers. Paints are paint itself 99.8% of the time is a PPG product, and same goes for the clear coats. We do use some, you'll see me use some Transtar clears, more of a fast drying, more affordable clear that I use on some of the, inspection type used truck stuff I do. But anything like this, the only thing you'll see us use is PPG products. And I meant to give a shout out, well I did, but through the editing process, I know I'm not sponsored by O'Reilly or PPG, but I was just going to give a shout out. I've been having great luck with PPG products, and I've been having great luck at my local O'Reilly's. The guys down there are great. As you saw, you're not going to see very well, but as you saw, this race car here was a custom mixed color. It's a GM factory paint code. One of my buddies down at O'Reilly's, Joey, really hooked me up. We worked together and made a nice custom paint for that. I'd like to just give him a little shout out, as along with the rest of the guys down at O'Reilly's. They really hooked me up. Great to work with. And yeah, like I said, just a little plug. Not sponsored in any way. Just I appreciate what they do for me, so I'll give a little shout out. We got a little more DA sanding to do, some hand sanding to do, and some body lines. But we're really nearing the end prep wise. We'll give it a good blowing off and let it settle for the night. And tomorrow we'll finalize everything and tape it up, and paint day. I know I've said it probably every single time I've done a clip today. If you can't tell, I'm a little excited that this one's getting painted. It keeps taking the back burner. It's one of the biggest small projects I've had, just because it keeps getting pushed aside while the production stuff was in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm taking a break from that stuff for half a second, calm down a little, and trying to knock out some of this stuff here because we have a pile of it coming in. So you'll see a lot more of this sort of content, and I won't bore you as much with the rusty trucks that I hammer in and out of here. Shopping for, or looking for, a larger shop to buy or rent has been hitting dead ends. So it's looking like we're going to be adding on here. I have the plans drawn up. I have the permits for the town. In fact, it shouldn't be an issue because 12 years ago, I pulled a permit to do this exact addition that we're going to be doing. Of course, the permit's expired, but nothing should have changed. I didn't move my house or the boundary lines, so there should be no reason, no hiccups for getting the permit for that. And weather permitting, we'll get going on dirt work as soon as possible. And we're giving ourselves more space here. Unless something changes between, the next week or so and me filing the permit, any shop pops up. But I'm doubtful of that, and I needed more space yesterday, so we're probably going to start in with the process of an addition. If you're local and know of any shops that are reasonable to rent to own, empty, make a good body shop, please reach out, let me know. But I think we've kind of ran down every avenue that we thought we were going to in locations we'd be willing to go to. So, addition it is.